Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and while we're waiting for that iOS update to hopefully finally show up at some point in the near future, I decided while I have the two different versions to put them side to side and show you what's changed, especially in the settings, because the graphical settings have been updated for 0.4.0 and there are some changes that you should definitely be aware of. So that's actually, I think, where we're going to start. So the top is the iPhone 10 that's running 0.3.3, and the bottom device is the S9 Plus that's running 0.4.0, the updated version that is hopefully showing up very soon for iOS users because it's getting pretty frustrating. So what we'll do is we'll go into settings on both of these devices. This is just the guest account, but it doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or a guest. Hopefully this is all in focus. So we'll start with basic. And you can see here that right now we have same stuff here, same colors, but blocked by wall is new. And what that is it essentially it stops you from firing. It removes your crosshairs when you're up against a wall or a door or something that you can't fire through. So essentially what was happening was people were going up against barriers and stuff to try to, try to hide or whatever. And they could still fire and they could still aim, and it was, if they tried to scope in, it would just get messy. So now that's what block by wall is. Hopefully that fixes that issue. Next up, we've got peek options now. So you can see just peek and fire. Peek and fire, of course, that is when you're peeking around a corner, either leaning left or leaning right. You expose less of your body and you're less likely to get hit. So it's definitely something to use, especially around trees late game. So in the new version, there is tap to lean and hold to lean here. And the difference is that if you tap to lean, you tap either left or right, and you'll stay there until you tap again to cancel it. Whereas hold, you actually have to hold down on that button while you're leaning. Now this is a lot easier to do on the PC version when you have a keyboard, but in the mobile version, I'm just leaving it tap to lean for now, just because it's if you're doing hold to lean, that's just another button that you have to constantly hold down on the screen while you're trying to also probably ADS and also fire and also aim, and it just gets pretty complicated pretty quickly. So. And then peek and open scope, what that means is that when you go into peeking left or right, if you have this option enabled, it will automatically scope in. You'll automatically aim down the scope and of whatever scope, or sights if you don't have a scope. And that just simplifies that if you're going around a tree or whatever. But for me, I like the flexibility of being able to peek around a corner, potentially just to use the third person to my advantage, or if I want to just peek around a corner and hip fire. So I'm leaving that disabled, just, again, just for me. And then auto open doors, if you enable this, basically when you run up to a door, it will automatically open it. They won't automatically close, and you still have the option to manually open or close the doors too. We'll enable that. I've been playing with it disabled just because I'm getting better at just jumping into windows and not even using the doors. I don't think they're really necessary much, especially because on the mobile version there's no glass breaking. So when they added vaulting in the desktop version, it's super obvious when you break through a window to go into or out of a building for the first time. But here there are no windows to break, so you can just go in and out and no one even hears anything. So I am I'll try it for a few games, but like I said, I'm used to either just leaving it disabled and manually opening or closing doors, or just going through the windows and not even caring about that. So, but just wanted to tell you about that, of course. And we'll jump down to graphics here. You can see some additional options. Ultra HD is an option. However, this is the S9 Plus, which is a pretty high-end device, and it still says coming soon. So that's not enabled in this this patch, at least not the current one. Style, classic, colorful, realistic, those are your game color settings. They alter the color profile of the game, and there are a ton of people, hey cool, we got a refund. So there are a ton of people who have made videos on YouTube showing the differences between those modes. I tend to prefer realistic, I guess, or colorful, but we'll just leave it no style for now. And in these guys, essentially, you'd have to be, so if you're in smooth or balanced, you can see you can't even select, this is 0.3.3, the old version, you can't even select a color style. And then now, let's say, again, same issue. So you can only select a color style if you're in HD or Ultra HD. Now, if you use the unlock, you can unlock Ultra HD right now, but this is just stock. I haven't done anything to the INI files of the game. I'll leave a link below to the application that unlocks custom settings and below, because I made a video about that a few days ago. But right now, like I said, I haven't done anything to this install yet, so I'm happy leaving them HD, honestly, or playing smooth, just because you know, especially if I'm screen recording too, I don't want any additional performance hit. So frame rate is just what your frame rate is capped at. Tend to leave them high on both devices. If your device is stuttering, then you want to lower that. Otherwise, you're generally good to leave it as is. The frame rate will drop in certain situations when there are a lot of people moving around in the screen, like in the island in the beginning of the match. But you know, unless you're noticing consistent stuttering, you typically want to run this as high as you can. And auto adjust graphics, so it automatically lowers the settings if the FPS drops a lot. I haven't really played around with this much. In theory, it sounds good, but I'm pretty happy usually just leaving the frame rate high. At least on this device, it can handle it pretty well. So that's that. So controls, I don't think anything changed. The customize button moved, I guess. I don't think there are any differences here. Like I said, you know, you have the lean and fire, so, or peak on both of these. I still really want them to add a button. Let me know if I'm just missing this. I don't think I am, but I really want them to add a customizable button so that you can move the crate. When you're looting a crate, it is really annoying because it's up here, and I'd rather it be anywhere else. So hopefully they do that eventually. But other than that, no real big changes there. We won't save the configuration. Vehicles, very much the same. Go sensitivity, also very much the same. You can customize this, you know, scoping, no scoping, gyro if you're doing that, and just the camera. So that's that. Auto pickup, I don't think that has changed either. So we'll take a look there. We'll go down to audio. Again, the same deal. And I haven't played with this device in a long time. That's why all these are just default, basically. I think I did the repair option, and that resets everything. You know, I did that for a video to show how to do it, and I don't think I've ever set it back up just because I've been playing on this one instead. So quick chat is a new feature. So quick chat is if you don't have a mic. If you don't have a mic, honestly, just either use the in-game chat, which isn't great, or use Discord, or use something, because if you're playing and you seriously want to play either duos or squads, it really helps just to be on voice chat. It's so much easier than this. But these are in-game messages, short ones you can customize, and the character says whatever. So they'll say help me, or you know, get in the car, or whatever. So it's supposed to be easier than just typing it out, but again, at least for me, voice chat is just so much easier to have that real-time correspondence. You're not limited to these little messages. So, but it's cool to see that they're in there for people who who can't use voice chat for whatever reason. So that's fine. And then we'll go down to language, which I believe is the same because this is something they updated in 0.3.3. They added language support, which is cool. So that's pretty much all the differences I could find in the settings. And now we're on the home screen here, and you can see here in 0.3.3, of course, you have your team mode. So you have to go here, and you can either go solo, duo, or squad, and you can go into a room. And the tutorial disappears after you've played it once, I believe, or gone into it once and then played a game, or used to at least, which was annoying. Here, so you have arcade mode, of course, which I'll be putting out a video talking more about that because it's pretty cool. I got a friend request on this character. That's really weird. Someone must have watched the video and added him. That's cool. So we've got classic and arcade, and then you can select here the number of people, solo 1, duo 2, or squad 4, and auto matching is the same on both of those. So as I said, and here the tutorial is always accessible right from clicking on this button right here. Rooms moved over to here, so if you want to go into rooms, you can do that here. And then over here is the new training mode, which I also made a video about yesterday, showing how you can use that to improve your game mechanics. You can use it to test out different loadouts, and you can use it to just practice shooting people or driving cars or whatever you want to do without having to worry about dying, which is really cool. So like I said, I still think that is one of the most overlooked features of this 0.4.0 update. I mean, of course, arcade mode's awesome. It's fun. Dusk is really cool. Optimizations, following teammates, all that stuff is really neat. But just the chance to practice whatever you're bad at. For me, it's vaulting. For me, it's driving. Just to be able to practice that stuff, in a low-stress environment is really cool that they added that. So we've got the servers up there, crew, rank, inventory, shop. So now you can purchase special agent crates. Did a unboxing of 6 of these yesterday, opened them up. Was excited honestly with what I got, but just to bring that to you so you know what's going on, just so you don't necessarily have to buy them if you don't want to. You get the bandana if you spend $1 or more. So if you just want the bandana, which isn't on one of these characters, it's on Leech Shield, the main one that I play, but it's pretty cool. And that is, you actually get that in your in-game mail. So if you buy something, so if you go here and then you purchase anything, whatever this is, silver bars or whatever, or it's supposed to be pesos, I don't know. Anyways, you purchase anything, you'll find it right here in mail. It'll be sent by the system, and then it'll be an attachment, so you'll actually accept it from that system, and that's how you get the bandana. They don't just give it to you automatically. You actually have to open it up there. One other thing is, if you're new to 0.4.0, one of the first things you should do is go down to events and then go to update reward and collect this, because you get a ton of coins. You get a parachute, a ID changing card, and is this one of the time limited crates? I think it is. Yeah, 7-day outfit box. So you get all that just for updating. So that's pretty cool. So here you can see first purchase, you get a cloth mask, which looks pretty neat. And like I said, that comes to your in-game mail, not just directly to your inventory. So if you're looking for it. I don't think the missions have really been updated much. I'm pretty sure they're the same thing. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I know of, at least, that's different on the main menu and the settings for 0.4.0, which is the update that iOS is hopefully getting any hour now, because it is getting very frustrating if you're on iOS, because I want to play some games with some people who have iOS devices, and you can't do that anymore because you're on different versions, so not cool. But that's on Apple, not on the developers. That's on Apple's approval process, and that sandbox environment is, I'm not going to get into that on this video. So thanks for watching this. Hopefully you learned a little bit. Hopefully you're excited too about playing 0.4.0, the update, when it finally drops, if you have Android. Hopefully you're enjoying it right now. And like I said, for those of you on iOS, don't worry, it is coming soon. It was submitted the same time. It's just that the Apple holds all the cards as far as approving or delaying these sorts of updates, whereas with Google Play, it's a much more open platform, and it's a lot easier to get those updates through. So before I waffle on for too long, thanks for watching. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you learned something, or if you want other people to find it, help the channel grow. It really helps me out, which is awesome. And if you're enjoying this sort of content, definitely consider subscribing too for tons more PUBG Mobile stuff. So thanks for watching. My name's Derek G, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon.